Good afternoon, children. So, we will continue with our chapter agriculture. But what I am watching that you all are not serious with watching the video, and the Cisco Webex also you all are not serious at all. So, please go through the video as well as the notes. I prepare them myself and walk out myself, and you have to be serious about this, children, that after the school reopens we will have less time in our hand and we will be doing the revision work of the chapter. So I am giving you the every minutest detail of your chapters. You will please go through the notes and watch the video very well to be updated and join us with the Cisco Webex to find a solution to your queries. Now today I will start with different farming practices in India. The first farming practice is primitive subsistence farming. In my last video I had said that the farming practice in India varies from subsistence to commercial. So subsistence means production for consumption within the family, and commercial is of course for sale in the market. So the first one is primitive subsistence farming. Now when I say use the word primitive, you can well guess that primitive means something very old, very ancient, and age old practice is termed as primitive, and subsistence is the term used for consumption within the family. So together we get the term primitive subsistence farming. India is basically an agricultural country. It has an agrarian economy, and farmers have settled on this land since long time back, and they had been cultivating the land since they settled here. The main purpose of cultivating at that time was to support their family. Until now, that same tradition is going on. Most of the farmers, they have very less earning, and say they follow this cultivation in a primitive way. They are totally dependent upon the natural conditions, that is, they are dependent upon nature for their cultivation. They are dependent upon the natural soil fertility. They are dependent upon the natural water supply, that is the monsoon rain, and the natural conditions, that is the temperature that is there, supports the growing of crops throughout the year. They use very simple tools for the cultivation, like hoe, digging stick is used for cultivation. Some leftover peels of vegetables are used as manure. Sometimes some animal dung, animal manures, or I can say also plant manure is applied for cultivation and maintenance of soil fertility. Mostly the family members are engaged in cultivation. So when the cultivation is carried out with the bare minimum tools and little bit of care is taken to maintain soil fertility, the productivity from such type of cultivation is very less. So nothing almost is left after consumption within the family. There is hardly any surplus left after consumption within the family. If there is little bit of surplus left, it is sold in the local market. And this type of cultivation of course is carried out on very small plots of land with the help of traditional tools, dependent upon natural soil fertility, natural conditions of temperature and rainfall, and with the help of the family members the cultivation is carried out. Now this primitive subsistence cultivation is carried out in different parts of the world in different manners. So there are different subtypes of subgroups of this primitive subsistence cultivation. In our country also, this primitive subsistence cultivation is carried out by some tribals in the dense jungles. It is known by different names in different parts of the world, and also in India, different terms are used in different states or different parts of our country. A subtype of this primitive subsistence cultivation is known as shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation, as you all know and have studied before also, it is known as jhum cultivation. It is also known as slash and burn cultivation. When I use the term slash and burn, that means the upper part of the trees are hacked by the men folk of the tribal group, that is, the branches and the portion, whatever portion they can cut by the minimum tools that they are having, that is done by the men folk, and a small part remains, that is, the lower part of the tree remains in the soil and it is burnt. So it is also known as slash and burn cultivation. So, in this type of cultivation, the forested lands are cleared for cultivation. A patch of the forest where the tribals are living or residing, it is cleared and cultivation is done. Generally, cereal crops are grown both in primitive subsistence farming, which is practiced in India, and also in the shifting cultivation. The cereal crops are grown. Some of them are even like tapioca, yam, this type of crops are grown. The farmers carry out cultivation in the traditional way, depending again on the natural soil fertility. They do not use any modern equipments, as they themselves are having very simple tools with them, and they are dependent upon the rain, and hence the productivity is not high. Whatever is produced is consumed by the family members or within the tribal group. Nothing is sold outside their community or outside the area. So this type of cultivation is also very much traditional cultivation with use of minimum tools and dependent upon the bare minimum essentials that they are having. Once the soil fertility decreases, because here they are not using any kind of manures or fertilizers to increase the soil fertility, so slowly the soil fertility decreases, and once the soil fertility decreases, the farmers are again forced to shift to another part of the forest, again they clear the land and follow the same process of cultivation, that is, cutting the upper part, burning the lower part, and then carrying on cultivation till the soil fertility is retained. Once the soil fertility gets over, the farmers are forced to again shift to another patch of land. So this type of cultivation disturbs our ecosystem, disturbs the natural forested areas and the jungle, and is very much discouraged by the government. In our country, it is in fact banned by the government, but still the farmers in these tribal zones, they carry out this cultivation, and it is well known that they remain confined only to their own area. So it is known by different names in different parts of the world as well as in different parts of India as well. Now, the names that are used in our country are many, numerous. It is known as Bivar or Dhaiya in Madhya Pradesh. It is known as Podu or Penda in Andhra Pradesh. It is known as Bringa or Komani in Orissa, Kumari in Western Ghats, then Khil in the Himalayas, Kuruva in Jharkhand, Jhuming in northeastern states. Similarly, in other parts of the world also, different terms, different names are used, like it is termed as Milpa in Mexico and Central America, that is the countries that lie south of our Mexico in Northern America. Then it's known as Conuco in Venezuela. Venezuela is in South America. Roca in Brazil, again in South America. Masol in Central Africa. Ladang in Indonesia. Indonesia is in Southeastern Asia. And Ray in Vietnam. Vietnam is also in eastern part of Asia. So this is a cultivation which is not only followed in India, but it is also followed in other parts of the world by the tribals, and all of them use the same type of technique depending upon the natural condition. They use very simple tools to cultivate the land, and whatever is grown, that is consumed within the family or the community members. Now let's come to the next farming type, which is also subsistence farming type, but it is intensive subsistence farming. Now I need not explain the meaning of subsistence to you all. You are now well accustomed to this term. I am repeatedly using this term subsistence, that is production for own consumption. Now what do we mean by the term intensive? Now when I say intensive, that means very thorough or vigorous concentrated farming is done. Very thorough, vigorous, concentrated farming. That means farming is done throughout the year with different kinds of efforts. Vigorous farming, intensive farming means vigorous farming, concentrated, vigorous farming throughout the year. Very thorough or vigorous farming, concentrated, vigorous farming throughout the year. Now this type of farming, although it is subsistence, but it has some additional features. Like here the output per unit of land is high. Why the output is land? Because throughout the year the cultivation is done. So a single plot of land is cultivated several times. So output from the land is high. But there is low output per worker. Now this type of farming is practiced in the monsoon lands or in the monsoon countries. The countries which are having monsoon rain, we find this type of cultivation, or you can say the countries where the population is very dense, like China, India, Southeast Asian countries. Even Japan follows this type of cultivation, but there is little difference because they are much more modern, so they are using modern machineries, but we are not using. We have just started using them. So this type of cultivation is carried out in the densely populated countries of Asia mainly. So it is also known as monsoon type of agriculture. Now this monsoon type of agriculture supports the demand of food for the population residing in these countries. Hence cultivation must be thorough throughout the year cultivation, and the farmers, they carry out cultivation in the small plots of land. Why small plots of land? Because with every generation the land gets subdivided. So the plots of land are small. But every bit of land that is tillable, that is fertile, that is cultivable, is used for cultivation. Even the marshy areas, that is the area that is covered with water, that is drained out and cultivation is done. Maybe those crops are grown which requires low land and much water. Even the drier areas, that is used for cultivation. Like for example our Rajasthan desert area is cultivated, but their irrigation water is supplied. And even in the uplands where the hill slopes is there, the soil is thin, but still it is cut into terraces and cultivation is done. So every bit of cultivable part or the fertile part of the country is used for cultivation, and very little land is left. The fields are divided with very narrow reach or very narrow boundary, so that there is maximum utilization of the cultivable land. Now here children, again individual family members they join together for cultivation. Very little labor from outside is used. Farm labor is of course there, but mainly the family members are engaged, and some labor is engaged from outside. Whatever surplus is there, that is sold in local market, and because the farm size is small, you can well imagine that the surplus from the fields is quite less because the farm size is small, and every bit of tillable land is used for cultivation, and cultivation is so intensive that throughout the year they are growing different varieties of crop one after another. So maybe some cereal is grown or some vegetables is grown. So the land is utilized throughout the year, and cultivation is done because that is the basic livelihood of the farmers, and they do so to earn money. Little bit of surplus is sold. Whatever surplus is there, they sold it in the market. They sell it in the market, and maximum is consumed within the family. So the word subsistence is there. And intensive because they are cultivating throughout the year. They are growing different types of crop throughout the year. Every bit of tillable land is utilized for cultivation. There is use of mainly hand labor, simple tools, and buffaloes or oxes are used for ploughing the field. In recent years, some machineries has been introduced in our country, but that is on a very limited scale because most of the farmers are poor and they cannot afford to buy machineries. So how to increase the yield? So to ensure high yield and to continue farming, the farmers, they try to utilize some modern inputs to continue with the soil fertility, and so that they can cultivate throughout the year. They try to use some modern inputs and increase the soil fertility. Now, like for example, in the recent years, they are getting support from the government, and they are using this high yielding variety of seeds. They are getting the chemical fertilizers at a subsidized rate. Some pesticides are also used so that the crop is growing without being infected with pest or other kind of insects. So in this way the fertility is maintained and higher yield is achieved. So the first point that I had said, if you remember, output from the land is high. So this intensive subsistence farming is practiced in major parts of India by the small farmers in their small plot of land with the help of family members, and some labors are used as mainly plant and animal manures are used, but in recent years some chemical fertilizers are utilized, and this ensures high crop yield. Pesticides are also applied to the crop, and also this high yielding variety of seeds are used by the farmers who can afford to buy them. Little surplus is left which is sold in the market, and this type of farming ensures year round cultivation with different varieties of crops, all giving very high yield, and this supports the huge dense population of the Southeast Asia and Eastern Asia. Apart from India, it is also practiced in some of the developed countries of East Asia, like Japan is also growing, China is also growing, but their modernization has helped to grow different crops through different techniques, But in our country, the farmers are mainly petty small farmers, but they crop throughout the year so that they can support their families. Now children, coming to the notes, different farming types in India. Primitive subsistence. Primitive means very old or ancient. Subsistence, cultivation for own survival or consumption. Features, as the name suggests, cultivation is for consumption within the family. Totally depends on natural condition. Natural soil fertility without use of chemicals. Totally dependent on monsoon. Family members or members of community involved. Poor soil productivity. Very little surplus. If left, is sold in the local market. If left, cultivation is on very small plots of land. Traditional tools used. A subtype of primitive subsistence is shifting cultivation or slash and burn agriculture. Cultivation on cleared forested land. Cereals and food crops grown. Farmers shift to other part of forest if soil fertility decreases. Nature renews soil fertility by itself. No modern inputs. Soil productivity poor. Known by different names in different parts of India and world. Milpa in Mexico and Central America, Conuco in Venezuela, Roca in Brazil, Masol in Central Africa, Ladang in Indonesia, Ray in Vietnam. In India, Bewar or Dhaya in MP, Podu or Penda in Andhra Pradesh, Bringa or Koman in Orissa, Kumari in Western Ghats, Khil in Himalayas, Kuruva in Jharkhand, Jhuming in northeastern states. Then our intensive subsistence farming, very thorough or vigorous concentrated farming. This is the meaning of intensive, and the meaning of subsistence is production for own consumption. Features, high output per unit of land. Second, low output per worker, also known as monsoon type of agriculture, as it is the best developed practice in monsoon lands of India. Intensive farming in both the wet lowlands and terraced uplands in order to support a dense population. Very small farm size due to subdivision through many generations. Individual farmers grow crop to support families. Some surplus left is sold in local market. Every bit of tillable land is cultivated and fields are separated by narrow boundaries or handmade bridges. Farming is so intensive that throughout the year different types of crop is grown. Cultivation is done by draining marshy areas, irrigating dry lands and terracing uplands. Use of hand labor and simple tools are common. Animals like buffaloes are also used. To ensure high yields and continued fertility, farmers make use of both plant and animal waste as manures. In recent years, there is more application of chemical fertilizers. A wide range of crops are grown. Productivity is raised through application of modern inputs. So some questions are there for your homework, children. The first one, mention the common features between primitive subsistence and intensive subsistence farming. Second question, what type of farming is practiced by the tribals of our country? Mention some areas or states where this is practiced. Third question, how does shifting cultivation damage the ecology? Fourth, why do the farmers of India try to take maximum output from limited land? Fifth, what features are different between these two subsistence farming time. So this will be for your homework, children, and please watch the video and take down the notes very well, and this will help you during revision of the chapter. Thank you, children.